For years, they believed they had found safety. Some turned to religion, their prayers whispered into the void as they knelt before altars bathed in flickering candlelight. Others wrapped themselves in the cold logic of philosophy, building walls of reason to keep the shadows at bay. And still others poured their souls into their art, chiseling their dreams and hopes into marble, or painting visions of worlds far better than this one. For a time, each of them believed they had won. But the darkness watches, and it waits. A devout woman clutched her prayer beads, her lips moving frantically as she recited the words that had always brought her peace. That night, she awoke to find the beads wrapped tightly around her hands, cutting into her flesh. The air in the room was thick, suffocating, as if unseen eyes were staring from every corner. The crucifix on her wall began to twist, the once familiar shape contorting into something unrecognizable. A voice whispered from the shadows, "Your faith cannot save you," before the room was plunged into a darkness so deep she could not even hear her own screams. A philosopher, proud of his intellect, laughed at those who feared the unknown. He surrounded himself with books, treating their pages like armor. But one night, as he read by the light of his desk lamp, the words began to shift. Sentences blurred, paragraphs twisted, and the letters rearranged themselves into dark, cryptic messages. "You are nothing," they said. "Reason is a lie." He tried to close the book, but it wouldn't budge. The shadows at the edges of his vision grew closer, until he felt them breathing against his skin. The next morning, his library was empty, the only trace of him a single torn page, its words smeared in blood. An artist spent years carving a statue, his masterpiece, a figure so beautiful it seemed almost alive. It was his everything, a symbol of perfection in a world of chaos. But on the day he finished, the air around the statue grew cold. Its eyes, once lifeless marble, seemed to follow him. He backed away, his chest tight with dread, but the statue moved. It stepped down from its pedestal, its mouth opening to speak. "You gave me life," it said, its voice a guttural hiss. "Now, I will take yours." The artist's screams echoed through his empty studio as the statue shattered into fragments, leaving only blood-streaked dust where its creator had stood. None of them were safe. The devout, the logical, the artistic, all thought they had found sanctuary, a way to escape the creeping despair. But their faith, their reason, their dreams, they were nothing more than illusions, feeble shields against the ever-growing dark. And when the darkness came for them, it didn't just take their lives. It tore apart the very foundations of their souls, leaving behind only echoes of their failures and fragments of their shattered beliefs.